Luffy, loved by millions across the world, but what exactly is it about the meat-loving rubber band which draws us towards him? In an attempt to answer this question, I've decided to break down the different elements of Luffy which are most compelling, and at the end of the video, I will reveal my final answer. Spoiler, the answer may be more simple than you think. His carefree attitude. In society, we are restricted by norms and values we must conform to. There are some actions we cannot do, for example, going to work in our pajamas, and other actions we are forced to do, for example, work a 9-to-5 to support our families. However, Luffy is different. Luffy rejects any sort of societal expectation and follows his own moral compass. Whether that's calling a woman chunky,
一番美しいものは誰だいそれはもちろん誰だこのごっついおばさん
or displaying no sort of formalities when speaking to and even challenging the strongest pirate.
海賊王になるのは俺だ
I feel this attitude is endearing to the audience as we all have been in a situation where we want to speak our minds, but are forced to keep quiet due to a lack of courage or not wanting to seem unkind. Therefore, watching Luffy speak his mind no matter what is refreshing to see. This isn't to say Luffy has no empathy or kindness towards people. In fact, it's quite the opposite, which brings us to his second quality, friendship. One of Luffy's most powerful abilities is being able to make friends who are loyal to him. But how does he do this? Luffy doesn't judge people based on their reputation or appearance. In the very beginning of the anime, Luffy doesn't judge Zoro on his fierce reputation, but by his actions, which ultimately leads to him deciding he wants Zoro in his crew.
食うのかよこれもうほとんど泥の塊だぞ
黙って食わせろ
あだから言ったろ
うまかったごちそうさま
Furthermore, Luffy has an ability to see right through people's facades and instead see who they really are as a person right to their very soul. As humans, we tend to play into an act to protect ourselves from past traumas. For example, a person who got their heart broken in the past may force themselves into a player. However, in reality, they're just protecting themselves from getting hurt again. In Drum Island, when we first meet Chopper, he attempts to push Luffy and the others away and protect himself as a monster in an attempt to protect himself from getting hurt again, as he believes he wasn't worthy of being loved. This worked on the rest of the Straw Hats. However, Luffy saw straight through Chopper's act and convinced him to join the crew in traditional Luffy fashion. I feel like we all want a Luffy in our lives, a person who can see through our facade and accept us for who we truly are. Strength. Putting his satisfying fighting style to one aside, what is it about Luffy's strength which is so endearing? Through his strength and inner confidence, I believe Luffy inspires those weaker than him and motivates those stronger than him. For example, when Zoro saw that Luffy had mastered Haki, it put pressure on Zoro to become stronger, and therefore helped Zoro accomplish his dreams of becoming the world's strongest swordsman. Whereas characters like Nami derive confidence from Luffy's strength, knowing he will protect them no matter what. This is also seen in Luffy's and Kobe's friendship, where Luffy's boldness and tenacity gained through his strength gave Kobe the motivation needed to chase his dreams. Simplicity. One of the main reasons we like Luffy is due to him being consistent in who he is as a person throughout the anime. He likes meat, says what he thinks, and means what he says. He doesn't look into the consequences of his actions and does whatever he feels benefiting of the situation. When Luffy punches the celestial dragon back into manga, he didn't think of the politics behind his action. He simply saw someone hurt his friend and sought revenge. Psychologist Sigmund Freud broke down personality into 3 parts: the ID, which contains all our wants, the superego, which is the morality principle, and the ego, which is how we present ourselves through balancing the superego and the ID. However, in Luffy's case, these personality structures cease to exist. He simply does whatever he wants to do. If that means going to war with the world to save Robin or bursting into Impel Down to save his brother, so be it. Now, before I attempt to answer the question of why we're so drawn to Luffy, please like and subscribe. It'll help out more than you think. I've thought long and hard about why Luffy's so likable. Is it his strength, his leadership, his fearlessness, or his goofy demeanor? Despite the many different complexities of his character, I believe the answer is pretty simple. Luffy is dear to us because he inspires. Yes, we love his silly moments, but when his straw hat covers his eyes and the tone of his voice changes, his words hit us with a range of emotion, the main being inspiration. I'm going to be king of the pirates. 8 words, but the weight of it is immeasurable. Each time he utters the words, it makes me reflect upon my own dreams and goals. Paired with Luffy's simplistic, one-step-at-a-time view on life, unlike other MCs, Luffy not only dares us to dream, but make millions of us watching believe our dreams are possible to reach through hard work. For watching. If you have any alternate reasons as to why you love Luffy, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below, along with any constructive criticism and ways to improve the videos.